Hello, good morning all. This is Fahmina from Fahmina's Creation. Welcome to my beginner's crochet lesson 4. Please let me know who is here. And like we always do, we'll wait for 5 minutes for all the students, then we'll start our today's lesson. Rita, good morning Rita, how are you? Thank you for joining me. Saidul, salam, alaikum salam. Thank you for joining me, brother Saidul. How are you doing? How's everybody today? How are you, Rita? I can see your finished project from yesterday's lesson. You made a baby blanket using the crochet technique that we showed yesterday, that we learned yesterday. The granny square, crochet granny square. Well, thank you. Good to hear that, Rita. Just going to wait for 3 more minutes and then we'll start our class. Rita, are you still in the lockdown? Adina has just joined me. Thank you for joining. Perfect. Just wait for 1 more minute, then we'll start. Who else is here? Just raise your hand or just say hello so that I know you are here. So looks like we all are here, almost. All of us are here. So we can start the lesson. In today's lesson, thank you everybody for joining me again, once again. In today's lesson, we are going to learn to crochet cluster stitch. And then we are going to make a mobile bag, mobile pouch with using the cluster stitch technique. Are you all with me? Have you all got your crochet hook and yarn in front of you so that we can begin? Yes. Last class for this week. Perfect. Rita, you okay? Have you got all your stuffs in front of you? Yes, perfect. Okay. All right, so you all are ready. It's a fun stitch, and I'm not going to show you what it looks like just yet, so I'm just keeping a bit of secrecy. But as you go along, I'm not sure if you have heard about this stitch before. If you watch my tutorials, then you might have, because I have posted it in my YouTube channel. So let's start then. and we are going to learn to create cluster stitch, and then we'll using the cluster stitch we are going to create a whatever you call it, small pouch that holds mobile phones. Okay, so let's start then. Same as all the other crochet projects, we'll start by creating a slip knot. So to create a slip knot, just put your loose end, short end of the yarn right hand side, and with your left hand side is your index finger, and put some pressure in here in your uh, long end of the yarn thread, and with the right hand side try to wrap the yarn around your left hand index finger twice. Right now I'm holding this loose end with my left hand middle and ring finger, and with my right hand I'm pulling this back loop, and this is the front loop. Right, so I'm pulling this back loop in front of the front loop. Okay, and then again I'm pulling this. Now this is the front loop and this is the back loop. Now I'm pulling the back loop once again to the front. Okay, so now this is my back loop. I'm just pulling it all the way out of my finger. Okay, and with my left hand I'm just pulling at the same time, while with my right hand I'm pulling the loop. With my left hand I'm pulling both strands, the short strand and the long strand that's attached with my uh, yarn ball. I'm pulling both sides, and that's it. Your slip knot is ready. I'm putting my crochet hook in there and tightening it a bit. Salam Saida, thank you for joining me. I'm alright. How are you, Saida? This is my beginner's crochet lesson. Today we are learning how to crochet cluster stitch. Thank you for joining. So I've just tightened the slip knot a bit to make it like almost as equal the size of your crochet hook. Have you all created your slip knot? Yeah, let me know, and then we'll start with chain spaces like I always do. Yeah. Okay, I think you have done that. Momo has done that. Rita, have you done that? Have you finished your slip knot? Yes, Rita has done that. Perfect. So now we can start. Just a moment. Well, so sorry about the inconvenience. I just got a post parcel. Okay, so now we are going to crochet. We have done the slip knot. Now we are going to create uh, chain spaces. To create a chain space, first we wrap the yarn around the crochet hook, right? And then pull it through the slip knot. That's our first chain space. We have to do that, repeat these steps couple more time because we need to crochet get the same size or a little bit bigger than our mobile phone size, because we are crocheting mobile phone pouch. Yes, mobile phone bag. So done one single chain spaces. Now I have to do it a couple more times. So I'll wrap the yarn around my crochet hook and pull through. Wrap the yarn around and pull through. Wrap the yarn around, pull through. Wrap the yarn around and pull through. Wrap the yarn around and pull through. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Of course, 6. I need few more. So just carry on doing chains, and it would be a good idea to check the width of your uh, mobile phone and just crochet uh, that same width or little bit 1 or 2 chain more than the width of your mobile phone. Okay, so wrap the yarn around and pull through. We are creating chain spaces. I'll just make little bit bigger. Walaikum assalam, Sister Yasmin. Thank you for joining me. Thanks so much. Today we are learning how to crochet cluster stitch, and using this stitch we are going to create a mobile phone pouch. Okay, so we are crocheting slip knot first, and then now we are doing chain spaces. So I think I'll just going to, it's almost the size of my mobile phone now. Just to be in the safe side, I will crochet 2 more chain space. Okay, so I think I'm done. This is going to be the width of my uh, mobile phone pouch, and then I'll just grow, make it longer this way to make it equal the size of my mobile phone. So let me know. I'm just going to wait for the rest of you. I'm just going to wait for all of you to finish your chains, and then we'll start with our stitches. Yeah. So let me know when you finish crocheting your chain spaces. Rita, have you done your chain spaces? Momo has done that. Okay, well done. Who else has done it? Who else has finished doing your crochet? Brita has done that. Okay, perfect, perfect. Lisa has done that. Well done. Okay, let's start with our stitches then. So like any other row crochet, when we are doing crochet stitch, we start with we start a new row with chain spaces. So we'll do the same in for this pattern as well, for this tutorial as well. So this was our last chain spaces. Okay, so I'm just going to put my thumb finger there to mark it so that I don't forget where was my last chain space, and then I will crochet 3 more chain spaces. So that's 1, that's 2, and that's 3. So I've got 3 more chain spaces, right? And the last one, I will pretend that this 3 chain spaces is the double crochet, and it is sitting on top of this last chain spaces. Is it clear for everybody? Yeah, please let me know, is it clear for everybody? So this is my 3 chain spaces, and then this last chain spaces that I created, I'm pretending that this is the 3 chain spaces sitting in my this sitting on top of this last chain space. This is the 4th chain space from my crochet hook, right? So after the 3 chain space, I'm going to go to this 4th chain space. 1, 2, 3, and this is the 4th chain space. Okay, so I'm just going to go there and start doing my cluster stitch. So to create my cluster stitch, what I have to do is wrap my yarn around the crochet hook. Okay, just once, and then find that 4th chains. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the 4th chain, right? So I'm going to put my crochet hook there. Yes, just like we do for double crochet. Yeah? And then I'm wrapping the yarn around my crochet hook again and pull the loop, right? So now there's 2 loops in my crochet hook. Okay, wrapping the yarn around, pull through just 2. Okay, so there's 2 more left. Wrap the yarn around the crochet hook again, go back to the same chain space again, wrap the yarn around the crochet hook, pull through a loop, right? Now wrap the yarn around the crochet hook one more time and pull through only first 2. So there's 3 loops in my crochet hook now. Yeah, so I'm wrapping the yarn around the crochet hook again, go through the same chain space. Okay, wrap the yarn around the crochet hook again, pull up a loop. Okay, wrap the yarn around the crochet hook and pull through just 2, not the rest of them. So I've got 4 loops in my crochet hook at the moment. Yes, so I'll just do it one more time, do these steps one more time. So I'm going to wrap the yarn around my crochet hook again, go to the same chain space right there, then pull up a loop. Yes, I'm going to repeat it lots of time. So I pulled up a loop, then wrap the yarn around again, pull through first 2. Okay, so now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops in my crochet hook, right? So I'm going to wrap the yarn around the crochet hook again and pull through all 5, and then I'm going to chain 1. So this is my first cluster stitch. Look how beautiful it's looking. Yeah, so I'm just going to repeat it again. To create your next cluster stitch, just leave the one chain in between. Leave one chain next to the stitch. Leave this one chain and start your next cluster and the chain, the second chain. Yes, so first one we are not going to do anything, we're just leaving it as it is, and from the second chain, in the second chain we are going to start doing our clusters. Okay, so this time we are just going to wrap the yarn around the crochet hook. Yes, then we are going to this, not this chain, we are leaving it, we are going to the next chain. Okay, putting our crochet hook through, wrap the yarn around the crochet hook and pull through a loop. So I've got 3 loops in my crochet hook, wrap the yarn around the crochet hook, pull through only past 2. So there will still be 2 loops in my crochet hook. So wrap the yarn around the crochet hook again, go to the same chain space. Okay, go to the same chain space, put your crochet hook through this chain space, wrap the yarn around the crochet hook and pull through 4. Okay, wrap the yarn around the crochet hook and pull through only first 2. So I've got 3 loops in my crochet hook. Okay, just do as I am doing, just go along with me and I'm sure you'll learn very quickly. Just follow these steps with me like I'm doing, and then soon you will learn how to do it. So wrap the yarn around the crochet hook again, go to the same chain space, put your crochet hook through, wrap the yarn around the crochet hook, and pull up a loop. It's the same process like we always do with double crochet, but we are only doing the first few steps of crochet, double crochet. So wrap the yarn around the crochet hook and pull through only 2 loops. So there still be 4 loops in my crochet hook. Now I just have to do it one more time. So wrap the yarn around the crochet hook, go to the same chain space, right? Wrap the yarn around the crochet hook again and pull up a loop. Yes. Then wrap the yarn around the crochet hook and pull through only first 2 loops. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops in my crochet hook. That means it's time to finish my cluster. Okay. So I'm wrapping the yarn around the crochet hook and pull through all 5 loops, and then I'll just chain 1 to finish off. Okay. Can you see how it's coming along the clusters? Yeah. So I'm just going to show you a few more times. Just follow these steps with me, and follow the same steps like me, and then soon you'll learn how to do that. So basically we just carry on doing the double crochet stitches, but the first part of the double crochet, and then we just repeat it again and again until we have 5 loops in our crochet hook. And when we have 5 loops in our crochet hook, we just uh, wrap the yarn around and pull through all 5 and chain 1 to finish our cluster stitch. It's called cluster because can you see the stitches, because we have repeated these stitches couple more time, and it looks like a cluster of stitches, and also like a leaf. It does look like a leaf, small leaf. Yes. So I'm going to show you one more time. Rita, let me know how are you getting on. Yes. So salam Farah, salam sister Farah, how are you? Thank you for joining me. This is my beginner's crochet lesson going on. We are learning to create cluster stitch. Okay, so this we have done 2 cluster stitch. Rita, are you with me? Let me know how are you getting on. So one stitch, one chain spaces, we are going to skip this one, and in the next one we are going to crochet our cluster stitch again. So we are skipping the next chain where we have done our cluster before now, and then we'll move to the next chain and do our clusters. To begin our clusters, we are wrapping the yarn around the crochet hook, right? Then we are going to the skipping this first chain next to the cluster and going to the next chain and start our clusters. I'm putting my crochet hook through, wrapping the yarn around the crochet hook and pull up a loop, right? Next, wrapping the yarn around the crochet hook and pull through only first 2. So this is the same process like we do in our um, double crochet, isn't it? But with double crochet we just wrap the yarn around again and pull through the last 2 loops. But here we are not doing it. We are leaving these loops and we are going back to the same chain space and repeating the double crochet steps again. Okay, first few steps. So I'm wrapping the yarn, but nothing like what Meena says. It's okay, Sister Farah. You can learn. You can join us. I come every Saturday and Sunday morning, 10 to 12 a.m. and Monday and Tuesday, 6 to 8. So you can join me anytime you like, and you will learn soon. We make fun stitches, fun projects. We crochet different stitches, so you'll learn very soon. Okay. So this is the cluster. We are in the middle of the cluster stitch. So I'm wrapping the yarn around the crochet hook again and going to the same chains. Okay, it's exactly the same like we would do for double crochet. So wrap the yarn around again the crochet hook and pull up a loop. Yes, and wrap the yarn around the crochet hook again, but pull through only first two. Okay, so we want, this is it. We'll go back again. We'll just keep doing these steps again and again until we have 5 loops in our crochet hook. So wrap the yarn around the crochet hook, go to the same chain space, then wrap the yarn around the crochet hook again and pull through. Wrap the yarn around the crochet hook again, pull through, fast 2. So I've got 4 loops in my crochet hooks. That means I need to do it one more time to finish off this cluster. So wrap the yarn around the crochet hook again, go through the same chain space, wrap the yarn around the crochet hook and pull up a loop. Wrap the yarn around the crochet hook and pull through only first 2. So how many have I got now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops in my crochet hook. That means we have come towards the end of our cluster. I'll wrap the yarn around the crochet hook for one last time and pull through all 5 loops and then do a chain to secure my work, a chain. So that's it. That's another cluster. Okay, have you all got it now? Sister Farah, join me in my classes. I'm sure you'll learn visually. You can send me messages separately. I will help you out. Don't worry at all. All my students, they didn't know anything about crocheting, but just by joining my class, they are learning so many new skills. So I'm very glad that they are very good at picking up new stitches and everything. So Rita has done that so far. Well done, Rita. You got it. Rita is one of my students who has been here regularly, and she's very good at, learning new stitches and doing her work. And she is always showing me, sending me her finished project, picture of her finished project. So it's really, really good to have you here, Rita. So we are going to create another cluster stitch. So I'm just going to skip the next chain, and in the chain after in the next chain we're going to crochet our cluster stitch. So to crochet the cluster stitch, I'm wrapping the yarn around my crochet hook first, skipping this first chain, and in the second chain I'm going to put my crochet hook through. Yes, then wrap the yarn around the crochet hook and pull up a loop. So that's 3 loops in my crochet hook. So wrap the yarn around the crochet hook and pull through first 2 only. That's it. Now we'll go back and repeat these steps for few more times until we have 5 loops in our crochet hook. So wrap the yarn around the crochet hook, go through the same chain space, then wrap the yarn around the crochet hook and pull through. Wrap the yarn around the crochet hook and pull through only first 2. So I've got 3 loops in my crochet hook, right? Now I'm wrapping the yarn around the crochet hook again and pull through, go back to the same chain space, right? Then wrap the yarn around the crochet hook again and pull through a loop. Wrap the yarn around the crochet hook and pull through only first 2. So I've got 4 loops in my crochet hook. Okay, now wrapping the yarn around the crochet hook and going back to the same chain space, wrap the yarn around the crochet hook again and pull through. Wrap the yarn around the crochet hook and pull through only first 2. So I've got 1 2 3 4 5 loops in my crochet hook. That means I have come to the end of this cluster. So I'm wrapping the yarn around the crochet hook and pull through all 5 loops and chain 1. So that's the end of this cluster. Okay, this is how it looks like. We have done 4 clusters. Okay, and we are going to create few more clusters. So just go ahead and finish this row by crocheting clusters throughout. Just leave one chain and then in the next chain do your clusters. Okay, so wrap the yarn around, skip this next chain and the chain after, put your crochet hook through, wrap the yarn around, pull up a loop, wrap the yarn around and pull through the first 2 loops, wrap the yarn around again, go to the same chain space, wrap the yarn around and pull through, wrap the yarn around and pull through only first 2. So I've got 3 loops in my crochet hook. Sahani, salam Sahani, thank you for joining. Thank you Sahani. So I'm wrapping the yarn around the crochet hook, go to the same chain space again, wrapping the yarn around and pull through, wrap the yarn around again and pull through only first 2 loops. I've got 4 loops in my crochet hook. That means I have to do it one more time. So wrap the yarn around the crochet hook, go to the same chain space. Okay, wrap the yarn around the crochet hook again and pull up a loop, wrap the yarn around and pull through only first 2. So I've got 5 loops in my crochet hook. Okay, that means that's the end of this cluster. Wrap the yarn around and pull through all 5 loops. Okay, and then wrap the yarn around and pull out through. That means that was a chain space. Okay, so I'm going to repeat the process again. I am skipping this one chain and in the next chain I'm going to do my cluster. So I'm wrapping the yarn around, going to the chain space, then wrapping the yarn around and pull up a loop. Okay, wrapping the yarn around and pull through only first 2, wrap the yarn around, go to the same chain space, wrap the yarn around and pull up a loop, wrap the yarn around and pull through the next 2 loops. There's 3 loops in my crochet hook now. So I'm going to wrap the yarn around, go to the same chain space, wrap the yarn around, pull through, wrap the yarn around, pull through first 2. Now I'm wrapping the yarn around the crochet hook again, go to the same chain space, wrap the yarn around and pull through, wrap the yarn around and pull through only first 2. 5 loops in my crochet hook, wrap the yarn around and pull through all 5 loops, and then just doing a chain space to finish off the cluster. So I can see I've almost come to the end of this row. I just have to do 2 more clusters. So I'm going to skip the next uh, chain and go to the chain after that, and going to crochet my cluster stitch. I'm going to explain again the steps. Wrap the yarn around the crochet hook, skip the next chain and go to the chain after. Okay, then put your crochet hook through, wrap the yarn around, pull through, wrap the yarn around and pull through only past 2 loops. Then go do the same steps again, wrap the yarn around the crochet hook, go to the same chain space, wrap the yarn around and pull through, wrap the yarn around, go pull through only first 2 loops in your crochet hook. So there should be 3 loops in your crochet hook at that point. Now wrap the yarn around the crochet hook again, go to the same chain space, wrap the yarn around and pull up a loop, wrap the yarn around, pull through only past 2 loops. So there's 4 loops in my crochet hook at that point. Wrap the yarn around, go to the same chain space, wrap the yarn around and pull through, wrap the yarn around and pull through past 2. So there's 5 loops in my crochet hook. Wrap the yarn around and pull through all 5 loops. Okay, and then chain 1. And now I'm just going to do the last cluster of this row. I'm going to wrap the yarn around the crochet hook, skip this 1 chain, and the one after I'm going to do my cluster. So I'm going to put my crochet hook through, wrap the yarn around, pull up a loop, yeah, wrap the yarn around and pull through only first 2. Then I'm wrapping the yarn around again, go to the same chain space, wrap the yarn around and pull through. Okay, wrap the yarn around and pull through only first 2 loops. So I've got 3 loops in my crochet hook. So wrap the yarn around again, go to the same chain space, pull up a loop, wrap the yarn around the crochet hook and pull through only first 2. Got 4 loops in my crochet hook. Wrap the yarn around, go to the same chain space, wrap the yarn around, pull up a loop, wrap the yarn around and pull through only first 2 loops. Now I've got 5 loops in my crochet hook, so that means it's time to finish off my cluster stitch. So I'm wrapping the yarn around the crochet hook and pull through all 5 loops and chain 1. So this is the end of row 1. This is how my clusters looking like after the end of this row. So how many of you have finished crocheting this far? How many of you have finished doing your clusters row 1? Let me know so that we can start our row 2. I'm just going to wait for all of you respond, and then I'll start crocheting row 2. Rita has done that. Perfect. Adina, sister Momo, Kolisa. Okay. Most of you have done that, which is very good. Okay, Sister Lydia has done that. Well done. Well done, all of you. I'm really impressed, I'm really impressed. I was little, spectacle to teach you this stitch at this point, because this is our 4th lesson. I was not too sure, but you have picked up the stitch as well, like all the other stitches really well. So I'm impressed with all your skills and the way you are picking up new stitches, learning so quickly. So all of you, I'm very happy with you all that really good at crocheting. So let's start. I just finished my tea and took a bit of rest while I was waiting for all of you to finish off your row 1. Now we can start row 2. To start our row 2, we are going to turn our work around. Yes, we have turned the work around. Now we are going to start the row by crocheting 3 chain spaces. To crochet the chain space, we are wrapping the yarn around the crochet hook and pull it through. Wrapping the yarn around the crochet hook again and pull through. Wrap the yarn around the crochet hook and pull through. So that's 3 chain spaces. Yes. Now we are going to go to the chain, next chain. Can you see? You know, the one chain that we created in our last row, previous row, it created a small hole like this. Can you see it? So this is where we are going to do our stitches now. Yeah, here and then here. Okay, so try and find out that chain. Okay, and start doing your cluster stitches. We have started the row 2 with 3 chain spaces, and now we are going to do our cluster stitches. Yes, so I'm wrapping the yarn around the crochet hook and go to that, you know, big hole created from the chain 1 space from previous row. Here I'm putting my crochet hook through, wrap the yarn around and pull through a loop. Okay, wrap the yarn around and pull through first 2 loops. I've got 2 loops in my crochet hook, right? So then I'm wrapping the yarn around the crochet hook again, go back to the same space, chain space, wrapping the yarn around the crochet hook, pull up a loop, wrap the yarn around and pull through only first 2 loops. So I've got 3 loops in my crochet hook. Then I'm wrapping the yarn around the crochet hook again, go to the same chain space. Okay, wrap the yarn around and pull through another loop, wrap the yarn around and pull through only first 2 loops. I have got 4 loops in my crochet hook. Okay, then wrap the yarn around again, go through that same chain space, wrap the yarn around and pull through a loop, wrap the yarn around and pull through only past 2 loops. So I've got 1 2 3 4 5 loops in my crochet hook. So I'm just going to wrap the yarn around the crochet hook and pull through all 5 loops. Oops. So, and then I'm just going to do a chain 1 to finish off this cluster. Okay, of row 2. Again, this is getting easier now because you can easily see the space here, big hole that was created by the chain 1 space. So next I have to move to this space and crochet another cluster. Okay, so I'm just going to wrap the yarn around the crochet hook, go to that next chain space. This time we're not skipping any chain spaces like our row 1. Okay, is that clear to everybody? In this row we are not skipping one chains like we did in our first row. Here we are just doing chain 1 and going to the next chain space, next big chain space. You can't skip, you can't miss this because it's so evident. You can clearly see it. Yes, so let's start. Let's move to the next chain space and do another cluster. Rita said yes. Yes, perfect, Rita. I know you will get it. I knew it. So wrap the yarn around and go to the next chain space, wrap the yarn around the crochet hook and pull up a loop. Okay, wrap the yarn around and pull through only fast 2. Then wrap the yarn around the crochet hook again, go through the same chain space, wrap the yarn around and pull through. Wrap the yarn around and pull through only fast 2 loops. So I've got 3 loops in my crochet hook, right? Now wrap the yarn around the crochet hook, go to the same chain space, okay? Wrap the yarn around and pull through. Wrap the yarn around and pull through only fast 2 loops. I've got 4 loops in my crochet hook. So I'm wrapping the yarn around my crochet hook, go to the same chain space, wrap the yarn around to pull up a loop. So I'll pull out a loop now, wrap the yarn around and pull through only fast 2 loops. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops in my crochet hook. That means it's time to finish off my row, finish off my cluster. So I'm wrapping the yarn around and pull through all 5 loops and then chain 1. So that's my second cluster of row 2. So this is how your work should look like at this point. Yes. Now I'm going to move to the next chain, not skipping any chain, just moving to the next big whole space created by the chain, one space from previous row. I am going to start my third cluster of this row there. So I'm wrapping the yarn around the crochet hook, go to that chain space, wrap the yarn to pull up a loop, wrap the yarn around and pull through only fast 2 loops. 2 loops in my crochet hook, wrap the yarn around, go to the same chain space, wrap the yarn around, pull up a loop, wrap the yarn around and pull through fast 2. 3 loops in my crochet hook. Wrap the yarn around, go to the same chain space, wrap the yarn around and pull through a loop. Wrap the yarn around and pull through only fast 2 loops. 4 loops in my crochet hook. Wrap the yarn around, go to the same chain space, wrap the yarn around and pull up a loop. Wrap the yarn around and pull through only fast 2 loops. Got 5 loops in my crochet hook, right? So wrap the yarn around the crochet hook one last time and pull through all 5 crochet loops and then chain 1. That's my cluster done. Okay. Now I just have to start doing another crochet my next space. Yes, are you all with me? Just let me know in the comment section if you find any difficulty in understanding. If you want me to explain it to you again, if you want me to go slow or if you want me to go fast, I'll repeat these steps again. I'm more than happy to do that. Just be active in the comment section and let me know. Yes, Rita said yes. Okay, perfect. It's good to hear that. All right, and most of you I can see from the comment, Dean has done that. Okay, Sister Husna has done that. Momo has done that. Well done, all of you. So let's move to the next cluster. We just basically have to carry on doing these clusters for the rest of the project. So I'm moving to the next space, chain space, to do my fourth cluster of this row. Wrap the yarn around, go to the same chain space, wrap the yarn around and pull up a loop. Wrap the yarn around, pull through fast 2, wrap the yarn around, go to the same chain space, wrap the yarn around and pull up a loop. Wrap the yarn around, pull through only fast 2. Wrap the yarn around, go to the same chain space, wrap the yarn around to pull up a loop. I've got, then wrap the yarn around and pull through fast 2. So I've got 4 loops in my crochet hook. Wrap the yarn around, go to the same chain space, wrap the yarn around, pull through, pull up a loop, wrap the yarn around and pull through only fast 2. I've got 5 loops in my crochet hook. Wrap the yarn around and pull through all 5 loops and then chain 1. So that's another cluster done. Just go ahead and carry on doing clusters in each of this space, chain space, and then we'll meet at the end. Okay. So have we all come to the end of this row? Let me know when you finish when you come to the end of this row, because here it's going to be slightly different. We can see there's a, I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cluster here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 clusters here. So the last one, you might find a bit hard to find the last, it's always the same with any other projects, to find the last chain space can be a bit tricky. Just do it on top of this cluster, wherever you find a chain. Can you see? There's no big chain spaces like we found for the other side. So we just have to do it on top of the previous cluster. Yes, here there's this tiny little chain space you can see. Yes, so try to find that from your project and just do a cluster. So wrap the yarn around, put the crochet hook through that chain space, and wrapping the yarn around to pull up a loop. Okay, then wrap the yarn around, pull through first two. So I've got 2 loops in my crochet hook. Then I'm going back to that same tiny chain space here, wrap the yarn around and pull up a loop, okay, and wrap the yarn around, pull through, first two only. So I've got 3 loops in my crochet hook, wrap the yarn around, go to the same chain space, wrap the yarn around and pull through a loop, wrap the yarn around, pull through only, fast 2, wrap the yarn around, go to the same chain space, wrap the yarn around, pull up a loop, wrap the yarn around, pull through, fast 2 again. So I've got 5 loops in my crochet hooks, so that means that's the end of this row. Wrap the yarn around, pull through all 5 loops and then chain 1 to finish off this row. Okay, now it's time to move to the next row. I'm just going to turn my work around. Okay, are you all ready to start row 3? Yeah, I think you all are. So I'm just going to start row 3 with 3 chain spaces. Okay, 1, 2 and 3, and then again same, like it's basically the repetition of what we have done in our previous rows. We'll just start our row with 3 chains and then we'll move to the chain spaces, big chain spaces here. Can you see? This is very easy to find. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. See, all the chain spaces, big uh, space, so it's easier to find and you can't miss it. So just go and find those spaces created by the chain 1 from the previous row and start your cluster stitches here. So like any other rows, I begin any other project, I have begun my new row with 3 chain spaces, and now I'm going to start my cluster stitch. So I'm wrapping the yarn around, go to the chain space here, put my crochet hook through, wrap the yarn around and pull up a loop, wrap the yarn around and pull through only fast 2 loops. Okay, wrap the yarn around, go to the same chain space, wrap the yarn around and pull through, wrap the yarn around and pull through only 2 loops. 3 loops in my crochet hook, wrap the yarn around, go to the same chain space, wrap the yarn around and pull through. Yes, wrap the yarn around and pull through only fast 2 loops. I've got 4 loops, that means I have to do that again one more time. Wrap the yarn around, go to the same chain space. Yes, wrap the yarn around and pull through only, pull up a loop. So wrap the yarn around and pull through only fast 2 loops. I've got 5 loops in my crochet hook, wrap the yarn around and pull through all 5 loops and then chain 1. Now I'm going to just go ahead and finish all the rows of this for finish doing 8 more clusters for this row, and again I'll meet you at the end. Yes, here. Sister Farah has just joined us again. Thank you, Sister Farah. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Are you going to try making some of this? We are trying to learn a new crochet technique, which is a cluster stitch, and also we are trying to make a mobile phone pouch if the time allows. So let's see. We're just going to finish our row 3, and in each row I have created 9 clusters of this, and have for row 3 I've created one cluster, and I'm just going to go ahead and crochet 8 more clusters to finish off this row. Okay, so wrap the yarn around, go to the chain space, wrap the yarn around, pull up a loop, wrap the yarn around, pull through fast 2, and wrap the yarn around again, go to the same chain space, wrap the yarn around, pull up a loop, wrap the yarn around and pull through next 2, wrap the yarn around, go to the same chain space, wrap the yarn around, pull up a loop, wrap the yarn around and pull through only fast 2 loops. I've got 4 loops in my crochet hook. I need 5 loops. Yes, so I'm just going to go ahead and do these steps one more time. Wrap the yarn around, go to the same chain space, wrap the yarn around and pull up a loop, wrap the yarn around and pull through only fast 2 loops. So this, now I've got 1 2 3 4 5 loops in my crochet hook. Wrap the yarn around and pull through all 5 loops and then chain 1, right? Okay, so just go ahead and carry on doing these clusters for the rest of this row, and I'll meet you here at the end. So come to the end of row 3. So come to the end of row 3. Have you all finished doing your rows? Let me know in the comment section so that we can start our next row. Yeah. Okay, Sister Mama has done that. Perfect. Who else has finished this row 3? Okay, that's good. Sister Rehana, Sister Rita, have you all finished crocheting this row? Let me know. Sister Rita has done that. Perfect. Well done. What about the sisters? Okay, Sister Lisa has done that. Well done. Who else? Okay, that's great. That's great. Good to hear. Most of you have done that. So it's time to move to the row 4. Yes. So we'll turn our first and then we and start with 3 chain spaces. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So now we have to start doing our cluster stitches again. So wrap the yarn around, go to that tiny hole created by the chain spaces from previous row and wrap the yarn around the crochet hook, pull up a loop, wrap the yarn around, pull through, only fast 2. So wrap the yarn around, go to the same chain space, wrap the yarn around and pull through a loop, wrap the yarn around, pull through. Next 2 loops only, and there should be 3 loops in my crochet hook at that point. Yes, wrap the yarn around, go to the same chain space, wrap the yarn around and pull through, wrap the yarn around, pull through, fast 2 loops only. Then wrap the yarn around again, go to the same chain space, wrap the yarn around and pull through a loop, wrap the yarn around and pull through only fast 2 loops. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops in my crochet hook. Wrap the yarn around and pull through all 5 loops and then chain 1. So that's my first cluster of row 4. Yes, so I'm just going to go ahead and finish this row and by crocheting 8 more clusters in each of these chain spaces. Okay. So come to the end of this row and we'll finish off the row by doing chain 1. This is row 4, and in each row I'm crocheting 9 clusters. Are you all doing the same, crocheting 9 clusters in each row or more? Like I said before, it would be a good idea to check the width of your the phone and then chain according to the width. So you might end up having more or less uh, clusters depending on the chains that you have created. So, but don't worry, as long as it will fit your phone, that's fine, all good. So just let's start row 5 then. Have you all finished row 4? Let me know in the comment section. Okay, so you all are doing row 9 clusters then. Okay, what about you, Rita? And who else? Momo. Are you all doing 9 clusters? Are you all ready to move to row 5? Let me know in the comment sections. Rita has also done the okay. Lisa has responded. Okay, so we have turned our work around again, and now we'll start our row 5 with 3 chain spaces. So that's 1 chain space, 2 and 3 chain spaces, right? Now we'll start our clusters. To start the cluster, we're going to wrap the yarn around the crochet hook and go to the chain space, yes, here, and then pull up a loop, wrap the yarn around, go through first 2, wrap the yarn around, go to the same chain space and pull up a loop, wrap the yarn around, go through first 2 loops, 3 loops in my crochet hook, wrap the yarn around, go to the same chain space and pull up a loop, wrap the yarn around and pull through only first 2 loops, 4 loops in my crochet hook, wrap the yarn around, go to the same chain space and pull up a loop. Okay, wrap the yarn around and pull through only first 2 loops. So there's 5 loops in my crochet hook, wrap the yarn around and pull through all 5 loops and then chain 1. That's my first cluster of this row. Just go on and create 8 more clusters. Okay, then I'll meet you at the end. Sister Yasmin is saying, mashallah. Thank you, Sister Yasmin, for your support and your motivation. I really appreciate that. So just go ahead and uh, carry on creating our cluster stitches for row 5. Yes, try and find out next chain space. Okay. If I'm going too fast, please let me know. I'll go slow. But I think you all are coping up really well. You all are managing to finish your rows almost at the equal time as me, same time as me. So that's a good sign. I'm so impressed that you are learning so quickly, which is really, really impressive. I really didn't expect this. So I'm very, very happy with all of you. So you've all got the point now. You have all learned these new stitches, and we are also making this phone holder or mobile phone pouch using this cluster stitch. This is our 5th row, and I think if we do 7 more rows, then we will be able to create our pouch. Yes. So come to the end of row 5. 1 2 3 4 5. I think it's almost the same size of one side of our mobile phone. So if we create 5 more and then 2 for these 2 corners, that would be the perfect size for a mobile phone holder. So I'm just going to go ahead and start my row 6. Is that okay with you all? So I'm just going to turn my work around. Yeah. And yes, okay, Sister Husna is ready, Radley. Okay, who else? So I'm going to start row 6 with by crocheting 3 chain spaces. To crochet chain spaces, I'm just going to repeat the steps again in case some of you don't remember. So wrap the yarn around the crochet hook. I'm doing chain spaces and pull it through the loop. So that's 1 chain space. Wrap the yarn, the crochet hook, and pull it through the chain space. Wrap the yarn around and pull it through the loop. So that's my 3 chain spaces. Now it's time to do a cluster. To crochet the cluster, I have to find out that little space created by the chain 1 space from previous row. So I'm wrapping the yarn around, go to that little space and wrap the yarn around the crochet hook again and pull up a loop. Wrap the yarn around and pull through first 2 loops only. So I should have 3 loops in my crochet hook. Wrap the yarn around and go to the same chain space again. Wrap the yarn around and pull up a loop. Wrap the yarn around and pull through first 2. That's 3 loops in my crochet hook. Wrap the yarn around, go to the same chain space. Wrap the yarn around and pull through. Wrap the yarn around and pull through the first 2 loops. That's 4 loops in my crochet hook. So wrap the yarn around, go to the same chain space. Wrap the yarn around and pull through. Wrap the yarn around and pull through first 2 loops. So that's 5 crochet loops in your crochet hook. Wrap the yarn around and pull through all 5 loops and chain 1. Now moving to the next chain space. Okay, so wrap the yarn around, go to the same next chain space. Okay, wrap the yarn around and pull up a loop through the chain space. wrap the yarn around and pull through fast 2 loops only. Wrap the yarn around, go to the same chain space and pull up a loop. Wrap the yarn around and pull through fast 2 only. Wrap the yarn around, go to the same chain space, wrap the yarn around and pull through a loop. Wrap the yarn around and pull through only fast 2 loops. So there should be 4 loops in my crochet hook that point. Okay, wrap the yarn around, go to the same chain space, wrap the yarn around and pull up a loop. Wrap the yarn around and pull through only fast 2 loops. So I've got 1 2 3 4 5 loops in my crochet hook. That means it's time to finish off my stitch. So wrap the yarn around and pull through all 5 loops. Wrap the yarn around and pull through. That's it. Now just carry on doing. I've done 2 clusters of row 6. Now we just have to do 7 more. So just go on and do 7 more cluster for row 6. So we come to the last cluster of this row 6. Just go ahead and find that small hole in there created from the chain 1 space from previous row, and just do the same steps that you always do for your clusters. Okay, that's 5 uh, loops in my crochet hook. That means it's time to finish off the cluster. Yes, and to close it we just chain 1. So that's the end of row 6. This is how your project should look like at the end of row 6. Now I'm going to turn my work around to start row 7. Okay, and we'll start by crocheting 3 chains. Yes, are you all with me? Sister Rita, I haven't heard from you. You okay? How are you doing? How is your work going on? Let me know. So we have started row 7 with 3 chains. Now I'm wrapping the yarn around and go to the chain space to start my cluster. So I am going to wrap the yarn around again and pull up a loop. Wrap the yarn around, pull through fast 2 loops. Wrap the yarn around, go to the same chain space, wrap the yarn around, pull up a loop. Wrap the yarn around, pull through only fast 2. 3 loops in my crochet hook. Rita, all good, perfect, good to know, Rita. I'm doing a bit, going a bit faster because I want to really want to show you how to attach them and how to create a lace um, or what do you call it, a holder for your phone bag, mobile phone pouch. So this is why I'm going a little bit faster because we've only got half an hour left. But if you want me to go slow, I'm more than happy to do that. Yeah, just let me know. Oh, can you see there's a hair? My hair is getting in the project, so let's just get rid of it. So finished row 7. Now we'll turn our work around again to start row 8. Okay. So basically this was one side of our mobile phone pouch. Now we are doing the other side and then we'll join here. Yes. So let's start row 8. We'll start by crocheting 3 chain spaces followed by 9 clusters, 1 in each chain space. Okay, so this is the spaces where we're going to do our clusters. So I'm going to go ahead and show you one stitch and then we'll meet at the end. So let's start our cluster stitch by wrapping the yarn around, go to the chain space, wrapping the yarn around, pull up a loop, wrap the yarn around, pull through first 2, wrap the yarn around, pull through, and then go back to the same chain space and pull up a loop, wrap the yarn around, pull through first 2 loops. 3 loops in my crochet hook. We need 5 loops in our crochet hook, so I'm just going to repeat it 2 more times. Wrap the yarn around, go to the same chain space, wrap the yarn around, pull up a loop, wrap the yarn around, pull through first 2. 4 loops in my crochet hook, 1 more to go. Wrap the yarn around, go to the same chain space, wrap the yarn around, pull up a loop, wrap the yarn around and pull through fast 2 loops, 5 loops in my crochet hook, wrap the yarn around and pull through all 5 loops, and then chain 1 to finish off my cluster, right? So now I'm just going to go ahead and finish off this row, and I'll meet you at the end. We are halfway through our this row, just crocheting 5th cluster of this row. Last cluster of this row, 8. That's the end of this row, and time to move to the next row. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. I've done 8. Let's do one more, and then I'll just show you how to attach. Yes, so I've turned my work around, starting row 9 with 3 chain spaces, and then I'm just going to do my cluster in here in the first chain spaces, wrapping the yarn around, pull up a loop, wrap the yarn around, pull through first 2, wrap the yarn around, go back to the same chain space and pull up a loop, wrap the yarn around, pull through first 2, wrap the yarn around, go back to the same chain space and pull up a loop, wrap the yarn around, pull through first 2. So that's 4 loops. I need to do these steps one more time. Wrap the yarn around, go to the same chain space, wrap the yarn around and pull up a loop, wrap the yarn around and pull through first 2 loops. So there's 5 loops in my crochet hook. Wrap the yarn around and pull through all 5 loops, and then chain 1. That's my first cluster of row 9. I'm just going to go ahead and crochet 8 more times at 8 more clusters to finish up this row, and I'll meet you here, right? last cluster of this row. How are you all coping up? Let me know in the comment section. Am I going too fast? I know I'm going a little bit fast because I want to have enough wanted to have enough rows so that I can show you how to attach the rows to create the mobile phone pouch. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. I've done 9. I would say just go ahead and do 12, at least 12 rows, because we are going to attach here like this. All good. Rita is all good. So Rita, just go ahead and do few more rows. Yes, think I'm just going to, I've got just enough time to do one more row and then I'll show you how to attach. Yes, so to start row 10, I'm just turning my work around and start by creating 3 chain spaces. Okay, and then I'll start doing my cluster stitches in the next chain spaces available. That's my first cluster stitch. I'll move to the next chain space and crochet one more cluster stitch, and I'll just go ahead and do total 9 cluster stitch for this row. So come towards the end of this row 10, just last 3 clusters left. So come towards the end of this row 10. Last cluster of row 10. So I'm just going to go ahead and do 2 more rows. So I'm turning my work around again, starting new row, row 11 with chain 3, and then starting my clusters by wrapping the yarn around. Go to the next chain space, wrap the yarn around and pull through a loop, wrap the yarn around, pull through first 2, wrap the yarn around, go to the same chain space, pull up a loop, wrap the yarn around and pull through next only 2 loops. There should be 3 loops in my crochet hook. Wrap the yarn around, go to the same chain space, wrap the yarn around, pull through, wrap the yarn around and pull through. only 2 loops, 4 loops in my crochet hook, wrap the yarn around, go to the same chain space, pull up a loop, wrap the yarn around, pull through only first 2 loops, 5 loops in my crochet hook, wrap the yarn around and pull through all 5 loops, and then chain 1. That's the end of first cluster. So just go ahead and repeat these steps for 8 more times to finish off row 11. Just crocheting row 11 and doing the cluster stitches throughout the row, and total we are doing 9 cluster stitches. This is row 11. And this is the last cluster of row 11. Thank you all for staying with me and learning this new skill. Last cluster of row 11 I've done. I'm just going to do one more. I think as 12 rows will be enough, so I'm just going to go ahead and do one more rows, and then I'm going to attach the work. I've already turned my work around to start my row 12. Now I'm going to start row 12 by crocheting 3 chain spaces. That's 1, 2 and 3. Now I'm going to crochet my cluster stitch in this chain space. So I've wrapped the yarn around, go to the chain space and pull up a loop, wrap the yarn around, pull through only first 2. Wrap the yarn around, go to the same chain space, pull up a loop, wrap the yarn around and pull through 2 loops. Wrap the yarn around, go to the same chain space, pull up a loop, wrap the yarn around, pull through only 2. Wrap the yarn around, go to the same chain space, pull up a loop, wrap the yarn around and pull through 2. I've got 5 loops in my crochet hook, so I'm wrapping the yarn around and going through all the 5 loops and then doing a chain 1 to secure the work. So I'm just going to repeat these steps for 8 more times and crocheting 8 more cluster stitch, in total 9 cluster stitch, 1 in each chain spaces throughout this row 12. Okay, are you all with me? Let me know if you are okay, if you are managing to crochet along with me, or if you are finding any difficulty, please let me know in the comment section. Okay, okay, everybody seems to do it properly, perfectly. That's good. Good to hear that. What about Sister Rita? Rita from Melbourne, how are you getting along? Are you with me? Did you manage to do your all 12 rows? Let me know in the comment section. This is going to be our last row, and then we are going to attach the project. Yes, attach it. And then I'm also going to show you how to crochet handle or belt. For Oh, good. Oh, thanks. Okay, good to hear that, Sister Rita. Very good. So everything's going well with all of you, even though I'm just doing a bit fast. Last two cluster for this row, and this is our last row. We have crocheted 12 rows of cluster stitch, 12 rows of cluster stitch. Yes, and in each row we have crocheted 9 clusters in each row. This is the very last cluster of this row and of this project. Now I'm just going to attach my work like this. Okay, just going to turn my work around, and now I'm just going to go ahead and attach both ends. So just put both the ends, both the corner of your work like this. Yes, so each stitch fall just next to the other stitch, and we are just going to attach one chain space from left side with the one chain space from the right side. So to attach them, we are going to do slip stitch. So I'm going to put my crochet hook through first chain space and crochet hook through the other first chain space of the other side, other end of my project, and wrap the yarn around, pull through both chains, and also pull through the loop. So that's it. I've started attaching both ends. Now moving to the next chain space, going there, next chain space, and wrap the yarn around and pull through both chain space and pull through the loop that I had in my crochet hook. So that's 2 done. To do that for a few more times, just go ahead and do that. There's no specific way of doing attaching, as long as you do your slip stitch and as long as it's securely attached. That's all you need. Can you all hear me properly? Please let me know in the comment section if you are finding it hard to hear me. Please let me know. Can you all hear me? Rita, can you hear me properly? Please let me know in the comment section. Can you all hear me properly? Please let me know. all hear me? Rita, can you hear me? Please let me know. Are you all with me? The bit of network issue, I guess. Can you all hear me now? Let me know in the comment section. Can you all hear me? Yes, okay, Rita can hear me. Okay, that's good. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and finish attaching the project. Okay, if you have got any question, please let me know in the comment section. So I'm putting my crochet hook through 2 chains from both end, and then just going to do a slip stitch. Now moving to the next chain space from both sides and doing a slip stitch again. Okay, so I'm going to the next chain space. Can you all see it? I hope you can all see it properly. And then wrap the yarn around and pull the loop through both chains and pull it through the loops that I had in my crochet hook. And now I'm moving to the next chain space, right? And wrapping the yarn around, pull through both chains and pull through the loops. That's my slip stitch. And we will need this stitch for lots of other projects, for crocheting, for attaching your granny squares, for attaching your sleeve if you are making making a cardigan. So you will need it for lots of other projects too. So I'm just going to go ahead and put my hook through both sides, chains from both sides, and pull up a loop and pull through the loop that I had in my crochet hook. That's my slip stitch. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that couple more times. You can see that one side looks a bit smaller than the other side, but if you end up having like this, then don't worry, just make sure that both ends matches, and maybe just adjust the stitches that you have in the middle. Okay, but both ends should join like this. Both ends should be in same size. Okay, so just put your crochet hook through both chains from both sides of your project and pull through. Put your crochet hook through the chain space, pull up a loop and pull through. That's it. That's your slip stitch. So this is going to be my last slip stitch, and I'm not really bothered about this loose end because this is going to be the back side of my project, so I don't mind. So this is the last slip stitch for this side. Okay, so done this slip stitch. Now I'll move to this corner because we need to attach this corner too. Okay, this side. So just go ahead and crochet the slip stitch in this side as well. So just put your crochet hook through both sides chains. Any of the chains, doesn't matter. If you haven't gone to the right, exactly the right chain, just try to find any chains and put your crochet hook through and pull through a loop and pull it through the loop that you had in your crochet hook. Just go find any chain and wrap the yarn around, put your crochet hook, pull the loop through your both chains and pull it through the loop that you had in your crochet hook. That's your slip stitch. So just go ahead and carry on doing it until you attach this side. Are you all with me? Did you all manage to do your slip stitch? Did you manage to attach both end of your project? Please let me know in the comment section. Okay, let me know in the comment section if you are finding any difficulty understanding how to join your both end. Please let me know. Okay. How are you all doing? Please let me know in the comment section if you are finding it hard to attach your project, both ends of your project, or if you want me to show you the steps again, just let me know. Basically all I'm doing is slip stitch, so I'm putting my crochet hook through all. Okay, good to hear from you again, Rita, and thanks for your confirmation. So I'm putting crochet hook through both chains and wrapping the yarn around and pulling up a loop and pulling this loop all the way through the loops that I had in my crochet hook. Well done all of you. Thank you for being such good students and making it easier for me to explain and teach you. Yes, thanks for that. I appreciate all of your patience and support, because crocheting can take a bit patience, and thank you for being there with me, and thank you for learning. So I'm just going to finish attaching both sides, this long side and this short side, which is going to be the back. And now I'm going to crochet another chain one or slip stitch, whatever you call it, to tie my work and secure my work. If you are not sure, you can just go ahead and do it one more time. Just chain one to secure your work one more time. Now I'm just going to cut my yarn to finish off my work. I'm not really bothered, usually I always tend to hide the loose ends like this, but because this is going to be the back side of my mobile pouch, I'm not really bothered about this. I'm just going to turn my work around and see these are all away from my side. So this is my mobile phone pouch. This is how it's looking like now at the moment. You just have to make it it's a rectangular shape. It's the shape of your usual mobile phone holder, a mobile phone. So you can, if you want, you can put something, you can put a attach some uh, material in there if you would like, or you can like a linen or something material to, that we easily have in our other bag or pouches. But still, if you don't want to do that, I don't do it for any of my crochet pouches, and still it will be very secure. Your mobile phone is not going to follow anything. These stitches are quite secure, so it will still hold your phone tightly. So now I'm going to go ahead and show you how to crochet the belt or handle for your mobile phone. Okay, hold that, and I am going to do it in few easy steps. You all know those steps, so I'm not going to show you all of it, just a little bit. Okay, because it's almost nearing to the end of the class, so I'm just quickly going to show you how to do that. So with mobile phone pouches, I prefer them to wear it over my shoulder, so I prefer to have long handles. Yes, so I'm just going to show you how to create your handle, and then you can go ahead and crochet as much as long as you want your handle to be like, or as short you want it to be like. So just go and find the corner of your mobile phone pouch. Okay, so this is the corner of my mobile phone pouch, just one corner. Okay, find it, and now get your crochet get your yarn and attach it with this corner. Okay, just attach it like this. Let me know if you are finding it hard to understand. Let me know in the comment section. I'm going to show you. Basically, I'm just attaching a new yarn strand. Okay, and now I am going to start just doing chain spaces all around. So after attaching the yarn, I have put my crochet hook through one of the chain space. Doesn't matter where you put it through, but it, as long as it's in the corner. Yes, corner. This is one corner, this is the other corner. So I am just going to pull up a loop. Okay, this is my loop. Now I am just going to go ahead and crochet chains. So this is to create the chain. I'm wrapping the yarn around and pull through, wrapping the yarn around, pull through, wrapping the yarn around and pull through, wrapping the yarn around and pull through. Just carry on doing this, and this is going to be your handle for your crochet mobile phone pouch. And you can go ahead and make it as long as you want. I usually prefer to make it as long enough to so that I can wear it over around my shoulder. Okay, and for that I usually chain 40 times. So I'm just going to go ahead and quickly crochet 40 chain spaces. Okay, are you all with me? Let me know in the comment section if it's okay with you. Are you managing? Please let me know in the comment. Okay, Koli has responded. Good to hear from you, Koli. And what about the rest of the group members? Are you all managing to crochet this far? Basically, I have attached corners, both corners, and now I am just trying to create a handle belt for my crochet pouch that I can put it around my shoulder. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you crochet 40 or 50 chain spaces, as long as you get the amount you get the length of the belt that you require. And all of us has different sizes, and so some of for if you are really tall, you might need to crochet a few more chain spaces than someone who has average height to have the belt in proper size, in perfect size. So just go ahead and crochet few more chain spaces. I'm not sure, I'm not even counting how many chain spaces I'm doing. I'm just quickly carrying on doing as much chain spaces, and when I feel like that's enough, then I'm just going to stop. I think it's over 40 now. I think it's over 40 chain spaces I've created. I'm just going to do it for like 10 more times, I guess. And then I'm going to attach my uh, chain spaces, this long chain, with the other side of my mobile pouch. Okay, so I think that's enough for me. I'm not sure how much, maybe 40 or 80 I've crocheted chain spaces, enough chain spaces so that I can wear it around my shoulder. And I started doing my chains from this corner. Now I'm going to attach my other this side with the other corner of my mobile phone pouch. Okay, so I'm just going to attach it with this corner like this, slip stitch again. So I'm putting my crochet hook through any of the chain spaces here, and then I'm wrapping the yarn around and pull up a loop and pull it through the other loop that I had in my crochet hook. See, so that's it's secured now. So I'm just going to wrap it around the crochet hook again and pull through like a chain space or slip stitch, and that's it. Your project is all secured now. Just cut the yarn and hide your loose end in the back side of your pouch, mobile phone pouch. Yes, just hide it like this, and that's it. Your mobile phone pouch is all ready, and it has also got a long belt to put it around your shoulder. If you don't like it long, then you can just make your handle short and just crochet less chain spaces, and it will be like a short it will have a short end. Just don't forget to attach it with the other side. So this is the end of this crochet project, and I hope you enjoyed making this with me. And you can also accessorize it by putting crystals in there, or making a crochet flower and attach it on top of it. So there's so many different ways of accessorizing it. So thank you for staying with me, and I hope you all enjoyed this project. I will see you next week. Till then, you take care. Okay, so just let me know in the comment section if you have got any questions. I'm just going to wait for few more minutes and see if you have got any questions, and then I'll finish off today's lesson. So Rita said thank you, all good, thank you. Okay, that's good. And Adina said it's okay. Sister Momo said okay. Sister Husna is still with us saying thank you. Okay, okay. So you have all managed to crochet this mobile phone pouch with me, which is a great achievement for me, I would say. And I'm very impressed with the way you are picking up the new skills and learning new techniques every day, and applying the techniques in your project. So thank you for all of you, and thank you to all my YT friends and family for supporting me throughout. Sister Yasmin is saying she wants one. Sure, sister, I will make one for you and I will send it over to you. Don't worry. No need to cry. Thank you for supporting me, and thank you for staying with me. So may Allah bless you all, and take care. I'll see you next week, same time, Saturday and Sunday, 10 to 12 a.m. Till then, take care. Bye now.